Good afternoon. My name is Brian Grzymkowski. I'm one of the Assistant Directors of Graduate Admissions here at William Paterson University. I'd like to take a moment to thank all of you who have joined us for our orientation webinar for new students. It's certainly our hope that this is a helpful way and a convenient way to get all the information that you need in a relatively short amount of time. It's our hope that we can keep this presentation to around a half an hour or so when all is said and done. I'm joined by my colleague Christina Aiello, who is going to be walking you through the presentation in just a moment. But just wanted to go over just a couple quick things before we get started. First, want to make sure you're aware that this PowerPoint presentation is available in its entirety under the handout tab on the GoToWebinar screen. So there's the opportunity to download this document if you have to leave a little bit early. If you want to be able to refer back to any of this, that gives you one opportunity to do so. The other thing I want to make sure that you're aware of before we get started is that we are going to be recording this session and we are going to make it available on our YouTube channel. And all of you will be receiving a link to that that presentation as soon as it becomes available. So again, sometimes I know we go through a lot. Sometimes it's helpful to have some of these things right in front of you when you're actually going through the process of physically registering for classes. So we want to make sure you know there's multiple ways to get this information and have it on hand for yourself a little bit further down the line. As you may very well know, classes start on the 18th, so we are getting very close to the start of semester at this point. If you haven't registered for courses yet, I can't stress enough, I would encourage you to do so as soon as possible. Some courses do fill up, as you might imagine. We want to make sure you get into the courses that are of interest for you. And then one last thing I'll say before I turn it over to Christina. Another thing to keep in mind is that our campus was closed during the holiday break through January 2nd. So we've been back on campus for about a week now. If you had any difficulty reaching faculty, program directors, etc. during the break, it was because they weren't here on campus. So just wanted to stress that as well. I know sometimes that's an easy time to sit down, send out an email, catch up on some things in life, and faculty weren't on campus as well. So just want to make sure you knew that. But that being said, they're a great resource. If you do have questions, they live, eat, and breathe the subject that they teach. They're familiar with the schedule. So if you do have very specific questions, I can't stress enough that they're a great resource for you as well. So that being said, I'm going to turn it over to my colleague, Christina, who's going to walk you through the presentation. So Christina, take it away.
Thanks, Brian. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the new student orientation. I hope that the information that we have here for you will be informative. Please remember, like Brian said, if you have any questions, go ahead and type them in the question box, and we are going to get to them as quickly as possible throughout the presentation. So without further ado, our contact information you can see is here on the front page, graduate@wpunj.edu, and the phone number is 973-720-3641 in the event you have any questions regarding your application and whatnot. Hopefully most of you have had the opportunity to already come and visit campus. This is just an aerial photo. Towards the bottom right, somewhere right above the W for WP is where our building is located. We have student enrollment services, the registrar's office, the financial aid, undergrad and graduate admissions all here in that building. So if you, in the event, need to come to talk to anybody about your bill or getting transcripts or things like that, this would be the building that you would come to. For those of you who are in the business or the College of Education programs, your courses are mainly housed on the Valley Road campus, which is 1600 Valley Road in Wayne. It's about 2 miles from the main campus. Here's an outline of what we're going to cover today. WP Connect, which is your online portal and pretty much your lifeline to the university. Obtaining your student ID card, your parking decal, your email address, emergency notifications, Blackboard, if any of you are out there are taking online courses, certain forms and graduate exams that you may need to be aware of, your payment options, some graduate assistantship information, and then we have a few FAQs. So to start off, WP Connect. WP Connect is William Paterson's web portal. As I just said earlier, this really is your lifeline to the university. You're going to log in. You can access your student email, Blackboard. You can view and pay your bills, transcripts, any type of forms you may need to fill out, whether it's a leave of absence or you need to withdraw from the university for any given reason, it's all going to be done on there. You will initially log in with your last name and first initial, which is the beginning portion of your email address. If you have any numbers after your first initial, you will need to use those as well. Your password is going to be your student ID number, which is the number that you were provided beginning with 855. This information was sent to you in your welcome packet, and if you are not familiar with that information, there is a link on our website that you can go in, and it says check my status, and in the second paragraph there's a link to obtain that information. Unfortunately, we are unable to provide that information via phone or email. The link here below for any of you who are going to download the handout is where you would need to go directly to the Connects portal. Otherwise, you can find the portal on the top left-hand side of our main web page. Obtaining a student ID card. Your ID cards are going to be obtained from the hospitality office, which is in University Commons, Student Center Room 100, so it's on that main floor. Excuse me. The hours of operation are 8:30 to 4:30 p.m. Monday through Friday, although there are additional hours given the first couple weeks of school so that they can really have time to go through everything with everyone. They are issued to all currently enrolled students. You must be registered for courses before they will issue an ID card. So those of you at this point, I'm hoping all of you are registered, but if not, you must be registered prior to them providing you with a card. Your initial ID card is of no charge. In the event you need a replacement card, there's a $10 fee. And for those of you who continue to lose it, there's a $25 fee after 3 lost cards. You can also add Pioneer Express funds to that, which will be payments made directly to the card, and you can use it at a plethora of stores, whether it's CVS or Quick Check in the area, I believe Starbucks, and for any of the places on campus. You'll need to bring 2 forms of identification with you, and again, you'll need to be enrolled for classes in order to obtain the card itself. Obtaining a parking decal. I don't want you to panic if you've not yet obtained one. They are relatively lenient the first week or so of courses as far as where you're parking. Your vehicle registration form must be filled out online. Again, you're going to go to WP Connect to go ahead and do this. You're going to type in your username and password, go to the self-service tab. It's under the miscellaneous category, and then it'll say parking permit request form. You definitely need to know the make and model of your vehicle and your license plate, so make sure you have that information readily available when you fill out the form, and then ultimately they will mail it to you, to your home address. For those of you who are graduate assistants, you're going to log in a little bit differently. Instead of going to the self-service tab, you're going to go to employee applications, and you can follow the instructions down below. Your WPU email account. I can't stress enough how there are no paper bills whatsoever. So any type of billing information is sent directly to your William Paterson email address. This is the formal communication between the university and yourselves, so you want to make sure that you go in and check that regularly. On campus, the professors will only use your WPU email address. The registrar's office, like I said, the bursar, any type of billing, student enrollment services, that will all go directly to your WPU address. There's information here on how to log in to your email address. Again, you're going to go to WP Connect, enter your username as it appears in your email prior to the @ sign, and then your student ID number is your 855 number. Your password is your student ID number, which is the 855 number. You're going to click Login and then click Email. In the event you have some difficulty logging into your email, for some reason your password isn't working, you will need to contact the help desk to have that rectified, and they can be reached at 973-720-4357 or help@WPUNJ.edu. So you want to make sure that you jot that down as well for any technical issues. Emergency notifications, which is called Connect 5 on campus. It's our outsources notification system. This is something that you must opt into. It'll give you emergency notifications, voicemail, text message, about campus closings, and things like that. Any type of bear sighting that may be on campus, any type of snow, early dismissal or late start kind of thing will come out of this notification system. There are other ways to check, like our Facebook page and our Twitter accounts are always updated with that. Other means of this notification can be found at the phone number below. Certain radio stations and television stations may broadcast this as well. If I can make a suggestion, it's always best to set up the notification system through the text messages with WP Alert. They don't send messages often unless there is something going on campus, and it really is the first means of communication, for those of you that are trying to plan out your day. In case of emergency, which is the campus safety features, up top you'll see the University Police's phone number, so that's 973-720-2300. You can program your cell phone with an indication of ICE, which should be visible to emergency personnel when your phone is locked. Telephone numbers of a person in case of emergency. It'll show you here, if you have an iPhone or an Android phone, how to go ahead and add that contact in the event something were to happen on campus. There are emergency phones located throughout the campus and provide an automatic connection to the police dispatch here on campus. There are safety cameras installed in all the buildings and outdoors. Any 911 calls from a university phone will go to the University Police Dispatch. Any 911 phone calls from your cell phone will go to public safety access point and will then ultimately be relayed to the university police. Just as an FYI, the buildings exceed fire safety requirements, have heat and smoke monitors, and there are zero tolerance for fire safety violations. Blackboard. For those of you who may be taking online courses or thinking about taking online courses in the future, Blackboard is the online portal that is used across campus. It can be accessed through WP Connect, as we discussed earlier, or going directly to bb.wpunj.edu. Your login and password are the same as WP Connect if you were to log in directly to the Blackboard website. It's your student email login and password. If you've never used Blackboard before, if you've never used any type of online portal, we suggest that you take some time to get acquainted with the system, as some people find it a little difficult to navigate in the very beginning, and by all means there are courses on campus to help you navigate that through. There's also a quick guide here that will show you how to log in and post materials and submit things so that everything is done in a timely manner. Should you have any questions, feel free to reach out to our office and we would be happy to assist you to the best of our ability, and if not, we can always point you in the right direction of where to get the information. Forms for current graduate students. If for some reason you need to change your program concentration, now that is moving from one concentration to the other. So as an example, if you were an MBA candidate and you were in marketing but you wanted to move to finance, you would need to complete that PDF form and submit it ultimately to the program director of the program so that they can go ahead and pass that information through. If you are changing programs across the board, if you are going from the MBA program to the MA in Professional Communications program, you will need to reapply. So what will happen is you'll need to contact our office and let us know that you'd like to be withdrawn from your current program in order to be considered for another program. That's something that's a little bit more cumbersome because you will need to submit all your documentation that would be required of the new program that you'd like to attend. If for some reason, as I discussed earlier, you need to take a leave of absence for a semester or for a full year due to some emergency or family situation, you are eligible to take them one semester at a time. So you can take one for, say, the spring semester, and if you need to extend it, you can extend it a second time for the fall semester, or you can take it all in 1 year and just put down that you will not be here for a full academic year. Be advised, you can only take a leave of absence for up to a year. Once you've completed that, in the event you do not come back and take courses that next semester, you will be required to submit a readmit application and be reconsidered for the program again. In order to access this form, again, you're going to go to WP Connect, self-service, registration, and then there'll be a link there where you can select the leave of absence form. Just as an FYI, in the event you need to do a leave of absence ultimately and be dropped from your courses to 0 credits, you are unable to drop to 0 credits on your own, but once this form is completed and processed through the registrar's office, they will then go in and remove you from your courses. Transfer of credits form. For those of you who may have taken graduate credits somewhere else and ultimately would like to see if they're applicable to your degree here, there is paperwork in our office that you will need to complete and then ultimately submit to the program director of your department to see if those courses have the ability to be transferred. Keep in mind that you can only transfer in up to 6 graduate credits. And then for those of you out there who are non-degree seeking students, meaning you came in, you completed an application, submitted unofficial transcripts or diploma, and you're just here to take a course or two to see how you like it, in the event you want to move forward into a program, which we would hope that most of you would like to do, you will need to actually apply for matriculation for that program. So you will need to apply and complete a new application on online on our website at Apply Now. Select the program, and you're going to be required to submit all official documentation, official transcripts, official testing scores if they are required, letters of recommendation. Be advised, for those of you who are non-degree students currently, you can take up to 9 graduate level court credits, which is usually about 3 courses, or up to 30 undergraduate credits for those of you who may be looking for certain prerequisites for certain things. Again, you can access our application under Apply Now on the graduate admissions page. Graduation and comprehensive exam information. When applying for graduation, you're going to click the link up there, webapps.wpu. Again, it can all be accessed through WP Connect. You must file your graduation application before the following dates. So if you were graduating in January, it's September 1st. May graduation is December 1st, and August graduation is June 1st. For those of you who've completed an approved program or applying for a teacher's certification, you're going to need to contact the College of Education's Office of Certification, and the deadlines are as follows. For fall, it's October 1st, spring, April 1st, and the summer session is August 1st. Some of you may need to complete a comprehensive exam for graduation. That you can find, the PDF is listed below so that you can reach out to the academic departments for deadlines and exactly what it is that that comprehensive exam will entail. Now to payment options. As I stressed earlier, your bills, tuition bills, will all go to your WPU email address. So again, you want to make sure that you check that regularly. So when you come to pay your bill, you are more than welcome to pay it in cash, again, in our office located at Morrison Hall, Student Enrollment Services located at Morrison Hall, which is the desk out front, the countertop out front, and you'll just need to stand in line until somebody can assist you, and they'll be able to take payment right there. If you are paying check or money order, you can mail it to the address listed below. Please be sure to include your student ID number so that this way they can make sure that your payment gets added to the correct account. You may also pay by check or money order in person at Student Enrollment Services. And if you're a recipient of an outside scholarship and they need to make the check payable to William Paterson University, you can mail it directly to that address listed below. You have the option to do an e-check payment, which is an internet check payment, and that'll be done directly online through eBill. So the web address is www.wpunj.edu/ebill. Be advised that you can only use an e-check payment with a personal checking and or savings account. You're not allowed to use a commercial or home equity loan account for these payments. There is no fee, so if you wanted to go ahead and do that, you're more than welcome. We also take credit cards, internet credit card payments. You cannot pay your bill with a credit card in person, so you can only do it online. You can use your MasterCard, Visa, American Express, or Discover. Again, you would do that through eBill, but I want to make sure that you are aware that you will be charged a convenience fee of 2.75% to go ahead and pay with the credit card. There's also something called the TIP plan, which is your tuition installment plan. The university offers an interest-free installment plan starting for the fall, the spring, and the summer terms. Enrollment is quick. You can take care of it through Student Enrollment Services or check our payment plan page, which will provide you with the information if you wanted to go ahead and break apart your tuition payments. I would suggest, if you're looking to do that for the spring, being that the semester is starting in about 10 days, you want to take a look at that as quickly as possible. Graduate assistantship, for those of you who are considering applying for a graduate assistantship for the fall 17, spring 18 term, applications are due no later than April 1st and must be completed prior to that date and submitted. What exactly is a graduate assistantship? It's an academic award that carries a $6,000 stipend, which is a waiver of tuition and fees for the extent of your appointment. Appointments will start out at 1 year with the option to have it renewed for a second year. You will be working on campus 20 hours per week from September 1st until June 30th in order to receive your yearly $6,000 stipend, which is $3,000 per semester, and ultimately the waiver of tuition and fees. The requirements, in order to be eligible, you have to be accepted and enrolled into an actual graduate degree program. So if you are non-degree, you are not eligible. You have to have completed and filled out the application, again, by April 1st, have at least a 3.0 in your undergrad GPA. You'll need a minimum of 2 letters of recommendation from former supervisors, a copy of your resume, and a copy, a statement of your career goals. Applying for the graduate assistantship, you're going to go ahead and you can click that link, which will take you to our website. Again, otherwise you can go directly to our website, and there is a link where you can download the application right there. Graduate tuition. Now keep in mind this tuition information is for fall 16, spring 17. Fall 17 tuition rates will be posted somewhere in and around the 15th of July once the Board of Trustees is able to meet. If you are in-state, it's $688 per credit, and out-of-state, it's $1,069. Frequently asked questions. How long do you have to finish your graduate program? In the event you need to take a leave of absence or for some reason you need to stop out of the program for a period of time, a graduate program is to be completed within 6 years of the time of initial matriculation. So if you're starting this semester, ultimately you have 6 years from the spring of 17. Can you transfer credits from another university? I know I briefly touched base about this before, but yes, you can transfer credits. It's a maximum of 6, and they have to meet the conditions specified in our graduate catalog and be approved by the program director. How many credits denotes a full-time student, full-time status? 9 graduate credits is considered full-time. 8 possibly for biology students because some of your courses are 4-credit courses, and all graduate assistants in the event you are applying must be full-time students. Is there financial assistance available for graduate students? We offer the assistantship, again, and there may be student loans and scholarships and things. You can receive that information from our financial aid office, which again is located here in Morrison Hall. Excuse me. You can go ahead and click that link, or you can come down and speak with somebody here. Where can I find the course offerings and schedules? If for some reason you're having difficulty finding the courses to go ahead and register, you're going to go to our main page, WPUNJ.edu. You're going to click on Students, and then you're going to click on Class Schedules. And that will enable you to go ahead and search the courses that are being offered not only for this semester but for future terms so that you can get a head start on trying to figure out what courses you'd like to take for the next semester. How do you register for your courses? Again, you're going to go to WP Connect. Your username, password, you're going to go to the self-service tab. Under that, there's a registration section, and you're going to click Add or Drop Classes. Make sure that you select the correct term. So spring for spring 17. You're going to use your alternate PIN, which is your 6-digit date of birth, month, day, year. And you can go ahead and sign up for classes. Be advised, when you add and drop classes from your schedule, you are using what they call a CRN number. It's a 5-digit number that is shown next to the course offering when you go ahead and take a look at to see what courses it is you'd like to register for. If you have questions in regards to registration or timetables or things like that, you can visit the registrar's webpage. They're very informative as far as the timetables and when you're eligible to register. Textbooks. If you need to purchase your textbooks and you'd like to do it on campus, there's a link down there for the campus bookstore. Again, their office is open Monday through Friday at least 8:30 to 4:30. I know that they do have extended hours during certain times of year, so you may want to go ahead and check to see what their extended hours are. that pretty much concludes our presentation here. I hope I've covered everything that you need to get started and have a successful semester. Again, our contact information is listed there along with our Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram pages. And if you have any questions, please feel free. You can write them in the question box at this time, or you can go ahead and reach out to our office via any of that information. And I am going to switch it back over to Brian for any last thoughts before we say goodbye.
Thank you very much, Christina. For anybody who may have joined us a little bit late, just wanted to make sure you were aware of two things quick. First, this presentation is available in its entirety under the Handout tab on the GoToWebinar screen. So you have the opportunity, if you'd like, and if it would be helpful for you, to download that document and refer back to any slides, maybe catch up on some that you may have missed. Also wanted to make sure you were aware we are going to be emailing out the recording from this presentation to all of you as soon as it becomes available. So you can look to get that over the next couple of days, certainly by the end of the week. And again, if at any point when you actually go to register for courses, if you haven't already, or if you need to refer back to any of the information that we covered here, you have the opportunity to do so at your convenience, hopefully from the comfort of your couch or somewhere else nice and comfortable and warm. So that pretty much is it for us. As I mentioned, January 18th is the first day of classes, so it's entirely possible yours may begin on that day. Certainly we're looking forward to having you on campus, whether it's the first time or you're returning back as a continuing graduate student. And for all of us here at the Grad Admissions Office, we hope this presentation was helpful. We hope that you got the information that you needed, and I do want to stress that we are going to stick around for a couple minutes. If you do have any questions, feel free to type them in the chat box there, and Christina or myself will answer your questions as we get to them. And then certainly if there's something that we're not able to answer, we'll make sure we put you in touch with the right department. So again, thank you for all of us here in the Grad Admissions Office, and enjoy the rest of your week. We'll see you soon. Take care.